This episode of the Smash and Skull Sessions is sponsored by Dublin's legendary pub, the Foggy Jew. Located beside the historic Central Bank and Temple Bar, the Foggy Jew is steeped in music heritage and has a long-standing reputation for live music, the perfect home for great pints and supporting metal. Shout out to our other sponsor, Helio Gas Detection. Hey everyone, this is Letty from the Smash and Skull Sessions, and this video is a little bit different. I'm coming from Smash and Skull Sessions HQ in Dublin, and I'm basically going to be vlogging all the gigs I'm going to this week. So tonight I'm going to Periphery in the Free Olympia with Profiler and Obeyer. So that's going to be loads of fun, but I'm also going to be posting reviews and stuff in this video. So there'll be a review of that gig. I'm going to Kublai Khan on Monday, Voivod at midnight on Tuesday, the two Metallica gigs of course, and Knox Loose on their own little headliner show on the Tuesday afterwards. So it's going to be a full-on week, so stay tuned. I'm absolutely pumped to see all these bands, and I hope you enjoy my thoughts and the footage that I get. And it is a couple of days after the gig. Periphery, Profiler and Obeyer. What a gig. My first time seeing Obeyer and Periphery both blew all of my expectations out of the water. Profiler, I saw them for the first time when they came over with Vended in 2023 or 2024. Around that time, I think it was 2024. I'll fact check that. So they were all at the Free Olympia. Love the venue, lovely venue. Ease of finding doors. So this venue always gets people. So standing has a different entrance to sitting, and the sitting entrance always confuses people because you walk past the Olympia and you go down a little alleyway that's signposted, and it says, I think, upper sitting circle or something. So it is signposted, but people somehow manage to miss it. To be fair, if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't find it. So ease of finding doors for standing. It's right beside, I think it's a Mexican place. I'll double check that. It's Chia's, I think it's called. And you line up beside it because they don't let you line up directly onto it because it's on a path. So ease of finding doors for standing at least is 10 out of 10. Super easy. For sitting, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I've never sat, I just know where the entrance is. And when the security go around checking people's tickets, and they always pull a few people out saying you're at the wrong entrance and all that. So, merch. T-shirts for €45. That's about standard for the sponsored venues that are sponsored by Free, at least anyway. Free Arena and Free Olympia. To me, that's too expensive, but it is as it is. I didn't buy anything because I had a load of gigs to go to this week, and I'm sure I wasted my money on other bands. So yeah, merch, I'll give 6 out of 10. It's expected now, unfortunately. Value for money. So Obeyer were on first. They were really good. I really enjoyed them. Didn't expect them at all. They really got the crowd going. So really enjoyed them. Can't wait to check out more of their music. And hopefully they'll be back over soon. I just talked about Obeyer. Profiler. I preferred them the first time I saw them. They're now a 4-piece. They were a 3-piece when I saw them first time. And no disrespect for the band or whatever, I don't really like the new music that they're releasing. I like their debut album. I thought that was really good, but they didn't play anything off of that. They just played off of their new EP and the new singles that they've released. So I did wish that they mixed up more of their set list. Side note, I think all three bands were suffering with problems in their in-ear monitors. All three of them kept messing with them, whether the mix was wrong or something, I don't know. Profiler asked a few times for the mix to be, I think, more bass and more vocals a couple of times when they were playing, so I don't know, I'm not on that technical side. And Spencer, the singer of Periphery, whether he took him out to hear the crowd or whatever, he kept taking his in-ears out when he was over by the crowd and putting them back in when he was back on the stage. Same with Misha, he kept putting them in, out. I don't know, maybe just the mix was wrong on their end, but they played through it. It was totally professional. Then it brings you on to Periphery. Again, the first time seeing them and the first time they've come over here. And they blew me away. I was so happy to see them perform. They were a man down with Jake. Jake decided, and the band helped him to decide, it wasn't the best for him to tour right now because he had some stuff going on at home, so totally respect that, Jake. I hope everything's okay if you're watching this. So value for money, I would give an 8 out of 10. I think tickets were €45 for something like that, not including the booking fee. So yeah, 3 excellent bands, a pretty reasonable price point in a nice venue. Yeah, 8 out of 10. I think that's pretty good. Enjoyability. Again, maybe their sound on their end wasn't the best, but to me it sounded fine. I could hear everything. Enjoyability, I got talking to a few people in the line as well, which is always nice and fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was over at like 10:30, so easy enough, nice getting out. So enjoyability, I'll give a 8 out of 10 as well. Pretty good. I'd highly recommend seeing Periphery anyway. Even if you're not into the music, you'll enjoy watching them play, because they're very technical and very good at what they do. So overall, I will give the gig 8 out of 10 as well. I really enjoyed it, really enjoyed the whole day. I did the drum lesson with Matt as well, which is also very enjoyable. Misha, Matt, Mark, Jake and Nolly, who doesn't tour with them, they're all masters at what they do and their music. They keep getting more and more technical, which I don't really know is how it's even possible at their level because they're already so technical. New album's great, really enjoyed it. Enjoyed seeing Obeyer and interviewing him, of course, which will be out soon. Profiler, I hope to check out more of their music and maybe they'll go back to sounding like their first album, but who knows. But for now, stay safe, support the scene, and horns up.
The Supreme Ruler!
Right. Does the hoodie give away who we're talking about this time? Kublai Khan was Monday with Worn Out and Harriet, yes, at Opium. This is my 3rd time seeing Kublai Khan. I saw them the first time they came over with Chelsea Grin in the Grand Social. The second time when they came over on their own headlining tour with Terminal Sleep, Gideon, Gates to Hell, and there's one more, I think. Oh, I can't think of them. That's going to be annoying. I'll put it down on the bottom. That was at the Academy. It was going to be at Whelan's, but they upgraded it. And now I saw them at Opium, again on their own little headliner with Worn Out, The Boys, and Harriet. So, ease of finding doors. Opium's a really nice venue. It's got great sound all the time, but I've done reviews on the Opium before, haven't I? Yeah, it's behind Whelan's. So you go down a little side street by Ryan's, and there's a... can't think of the word. There's a mural with the Irish rugby team, and then you go down this way, and it's down there where you line up. I think it's got a sign Index. That's what the club used to be called, and now it's Opium. So ease of finding doors is 9 out of 10. It's pretty easy. I know some people line up outside Whelan sometimes, and then they get sent to the back. Merch was $35 because it's not a sponsored venue. They can charge what they want. So I bought a t-shirt from Kublai Khan. I think hoodies were $65. That's about normal price as well. So merch, pretty reasonable. I bought a t-shirt. Finally one with like something special on it, because I bought the white one that says Khan is King last time, and I then found out later you could buy it off the Impression shop. So merch, 8 out of 10, pretty good. €35 for a t-shirt. It's better than 45. It's better than 45. Value for money. Worn Out. Worn Out were super, super good. They definitely got everyone warmed up, ready to go. I've seen them God knows how many times, and they're opening up for Knock Loose, who I'm going to see on Tuesday, who are also playing for Metallica, of course, on the Sunday. So super, super happy to see Worn Out and how they're getting these bigger gigs now. Mup the Boys. Harriet were good. I've seen them before as well with Throne when they came over last year with Words That Burn, and I feel the crowd didn't give them a lot. Whether it was they were saving their energy because they went super hard from Worn Out, and they got a little bit of a pick going, but Harriet were trying their best to get some more energy out of them. Whether they wanted to give it to them or not, different question. I think the crowd gave them a lot more when they came over the first time with Throne. I know they came over with Die Art Is Murder last September. I didn't go to that gig. I've seen Die Art Is Murder before. But yeah, I feel like the crowd could have given probably a little bit more to Harriet. Whether they weren't feeling it or not, different question. And then Kublai Khan came out and it all went belly up. It was a super, super fun gig. It was not like Crowbar last time. That was the last time I was in Opium to see Crowbar. The crowd were nothing like that. It was actually nice. They got a few stage divers at the end, and that's always fun, trying to get people up and trying not to die, getting hit in the head with legs and all that. So yeah, enjoyability or value for money. Value for money. 3 bands at a great price point. I think tickets were €45 again, yeah, not including the booking fee. When I saw this gig announced, it was an instant buy. I love Kublai Khan. They bring such great energy and they're always a good time, and their sets are only like 50 minutes, so you know you're going to be out there super early. Enjoyability, I will give 10 out of 10. Just all 3 bands are so enjoyable, especially Kublai Khan, so 10 out of 10. Overall, I will give a 9 out of 10. Again, really enjoyed it. Hopefully Kublai Khan come over again soon. Looking forward to seeing Worn Out again with Knock Loose on Tuesday. Harriet, I don't think they're coming over again anytime soon, but that could change. They seem to come over pretty much once a year. Hopefully that trend sticks because I really, really like them. But yeah, that is Kublai Khan. Really enjoy them. Matt got some barks. That's always fun to see. But next gig now is Voivod with Midnight and Krytosis, I think that's how it's pronounced. I'll double check that. But for now, stay safe, support the scene, and horns up.
Always rain, try to analyze this adventure. Songless guy, get your toe, but
Screaming like a star.
and it is a couple of days after Voivod, Midnight, and Cryptosis, I think that's how it's pronounced. This gig was at Wheeland, sold out just as I went there, so that's really cool for the bands. First time seeing all three bands as well, co-headliner with Voivod and Midnight. So let's get into it. Ease of finding doors, it's Wheelands, really really easy. Literally same as Opium, go right down the little side street where Ryan's is. Literally there where there's a big door that says venue. I will say the security doing the doors, they were a little bit They wouldn't let one guy in with a screenshot. I understand, but they were really, really, really nasty about it. They were quite strict. They wouldn't let you do, the back of the phone you can beep for Ticketmaster. They would not accept that. Had to be the barcode only. Whether that's on the venue or not, I don't know. They could have been nicer about it. Just the way they said it wasn't the nicest. So that's all I have to say about that. Enough negativity. So, merch. I didn't buy anything from this gig. I think t-shirts were €30, €35. So that is also pretty good and in range with modern pricing. Again, wish it wasn't as expensive, but all bands brought a really good array of merch. Midnight had this beautiful blue t-shirt and I really really liked it, but I had to be like, no, you're seeing Metallica in a few days, no. So yeah, ease of finding doors, I'll say is 10 out of 10. Merch is 7 out of 10, pretty good. Decent array as well. Value for money. Cryptosis opened the show. They were really really solid. I really enjoyed them. Checked out some of their music since. Really really good. Big fan. Hopefully they come over again soon. They've been over previously. I didn't go see them, so I caught them this time, and really good. Really really impressed. Midnight, holy crap, they're one of the best live bands I've seen this year. Just everything. It was their debut Irish show as well, so they literally brought all their energy. Didn't expect them to come out looking like Dementors though. So once they got past that, the music is absolutely solid. The crowd went absolutely wild for them, and the Cambodian titty milk, that was an ongoing joke with them. So that was good fun as well. But the band brought their absolute A game. Solos were tight. Everything was absolutely tight with them. They had great interactions and energy with the crowd, so that's also a good thing. And they had a massive circle pit for it, so that is always awesome to see. And Voivod, of course, Voivod are legends. Of course they're going to be good. The singer, I really enjoyed watching him and his mannerisms. Every time someone went for a knuckle touch, he'd go as if he was going to do it, and then went like this and walked away. Someone after the gig asked if he was high. And he asked for a Guinness 2 or 3 times before he was actually brought one, so shout out to the person who brought him the Guinness. So value for money, all 3 bands were absolutely excellent. I enjoyed watching all 3. Voivod were absolutely masterful in a technical way. Midnight were solid in a heavy way, and Cryptosis were just really fun to watch. So value for money. I didn't pay for a ticket. I got on the guest list, so I think I can't even comment on value for money for ticket prices. But I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I thought it was absolutely amazing for the price I got it at. And there is an interview coming out with Michel, the drummer of Voivod, so keep an eye out for that. Really, really enjoyed talking to him as well. So value for money, I'll give an absolute 10. Enjoyability, as I says in the value for money, Cryptosis, Voivod and Midnight were absolutely a joy to watch. I may be becoming a fan of the smaller venues rather than the bigger ones, because the smaller ones just bring a lot more energy. But yeah, I really enjoyed all 3. Midnight, I really hope they come over again soon. They were a lot of fun to watch, even when they came out as Dementors. They were a lot of fun to watch. So was Voivod and Cryptosis, of course. So enjoyability, I'll give an absolute 10. Overall, gig was great, sold out crowd for them, so it's always awesome to see a sold out show for the smaller bands when they come over. Hopefully they come over again. I think it's been 2008 or 2009 since Voivod last came over, so hopefully they don't leave it as big as a gap like last time. So they were really fun to watch, really enjoyed all three bands. Next up now is Night One and Metallica. Cannot wait, it's gonna be excellent, and my first time going to the Aviva for a gig, so hopefully it's good. But for now, stay safe, support the scene, and horns up. Alright, the one everyone's been waiting for. I'm going to do night one and night two together. As time of filming, I'm the day after night two. So, night one, I won't do the value for money because I got the Frantic package and I don't think it's fair for people who are viewing this and got general standing. So, ease of finding doors, I was the blue route. Lined up super early. It was very well signposted, to be fair, for the Aviva. So as you got closer to Lansdowne Road, I think it's called, in Ballsbridge. I'm not a dub, forgive me. There were signs: green route, blue route, purple route, orange route, yellow route. And as you got closer to each one, it was green route that way. So ease of finding doors was relatively easy for my route anyway. It was the blue one. That's the other side of the Aviva, if you get where I'm coming from. Not the Shelbourne side, it's the other side. So yeah, I'll give ease of finding doors for both nights a 10 from my experience anyway. It was super easy. Merch, I got the night one exclusive t-shirt and one of the tour shirts from the pop-up shop. They were both €45. I think because it's sponsored by the Aviva, it's that price. Hoodies were 65. I wish the opening bands had brought maybe more of a variety of merch. I didn't see any Pantera shirts the first night. I saw one Avatar shirt, and there were 2 shirts for Gojira the second night and 2 shirts for Knocked Loose the second night as well. Picked up the Knocked Loose shirt as well because I like Knocked Loose. Value for money. I said I wasn't going to talk about that, so I'm going to skip over that. Enjoyability. This is where we get into it. Avatar, I thought, were quite disappointing because where I was standing, I was Rob's side the first night. They didn't move. They stayed over, I think it's Lars and Kirk's side, the other side anyway. I thought maybe, oh, they're wired, okay, they can't move, fair enough. And then they think the vocalist, bassist, and guitarist all made one pass, like the whole circle, and that was it. And when I saw they were wireless, I was quite disappointed. Thought maybe they could have come over to our side a bit more, so everyone the other side got the whole show. I had to mainly watch on the screen. You can see that from the footage that I insert. But yeah, that was quite disappointing. Pantera. I was very, very skeptical because of my last experience seeing them. I saw them in the Free Arena. It was one of the practice vlogs that I did. It never got uploaded. It was a horrible experience. The fans were awful. There were fights breaking out before the first band started. That was last year in the Free Arena in February. So when I saw them, well, first of all, when I finished watching them in the Free Arena, I says, I'd never go see them again. Not because of the band, because of my experience with the fans. When I saw they were open for Metallica, I was like, oh, here we go again. So I was actually pleasantly surprised that everyone, my side anyway, was calm. Was calm, and they actually sounded a lot better than in the Free Arena. I know Barra from the Who Art Thou podcast, he says that the sound in the stands wasn't great. I can't comment on that because I wasn't in the stands. I was standing. They sounded pretty good from my perspective anyway. I did hear some guy spat at a security guard and got arrested immediately. First of all, why? Why? So yeah, and then Metallica come on. Long Way to the Top, if you want to play rock and roll, starts coming through, and then they come out in their smoke and Ecstasy of Gold starts playing. Rob gives all the high fives, takes as many selfies as he can, and then they do what they do best, which is play live music. The no repeat weekends is an interesting concept, as in no two set lists are the same to each city basically. I really enjoy that. I really like that. Night one set list was really, really good. What did they play even? Seek and Destroy with the balls at the end. I thought that was absolutely amazing because my first video of watching Metallica was Quebec, Seek and Destroy, when they did it on Halloween with the mask and they had all the balls as well. So it brought me right back to me watching that video and like rediscovering Metallica again. I thought that was epic. I tried all my best to catch one of those balls. Couldn't do it. But it was a lot of fun. And I know a few people who caught them and sliced them and got them popped and brought them home. So that was pretty good. They played Master of Puppets with Lars right in front of us. That was really cool. I'm not a massive fan of how close the drum kit is to the people because obviously when Lars is playing, the speakers are about a second behind. So you're watching him play and then you hear it on the loudspeakers. So that kind of throws you off. That's why I didn't want to stand behind Lars. I didn't know he actually changed drum kits as he went, but it is as it is. So enjoyability overall, absolute 10 out of 10, night one. Night two. So, night two was the night I was really, really looking forward to. Knox Loose, of course, for opening. Then Gojira, and then obviously Metallica. So, Knox Loose come to the stage. They give it their absolute all. Move a lot more than Avatar, the singer, the guitarist, the other guitarist, bassist. Everyone apart from the drummer. Round. They really, really utilised it. And I really enjoyed that. Watching them all come over, make their pass, do whatever, and then move on. My side of the crowd didn't really move for them. There was a slight mosh pit behind. I stood at James's side for night two, by the way, as well. So that was really disappointing. They were trying their best, but I think the crowd were mainly there for Gojira as well. I gave it my best for them. I gave it my best shot to show my appreciation for them in my yellow Knock Loose t-shirt. But yeah, hopefully they get more energy tomorrow, which is when they play their headline gig with Worn Out and Bucket. They're playing Belfast tonight at time of recording. Gojira. I've seen Gojira before in the National Stadium. They were good. I enjoy their music. I don't particularly enjoy watching them live. I don't think they're that interesting to watch live. Like, I love Mario, Joe, and what all the guys do. I just don't particularly find them the most interesting band to watch live. Come at me with ever. That's just my opinion. Of course I enjoyed Flying Whales. That's my favourite Gojira song of all time. Stranded, Magma, L'Enfant Sauvage. I probably butchered that. All great songs. I did hear about the slight controversy Joe got himself into about saying about ticket prices while facing the snake pit. Joe didn't come our side actually. He came over once. There was a mic stand set up in front of us, but he never used it, so that's a shame. Mario was on his A game, as he always is. Super, super entertaining. Just, I don't particularly watching them as a whole live. So they played, I think, for an hour. Both of the opening bands got 40 minutes. And I think the second headliners, which was Pantera and Gojira, they got an hour. Pretty sure. And then Metallica came out for night 2. James did his things, high fives, all that, lit his cigar. Yeah, really enjoyed Metallica night 2. In my opinion, I thought night 2 was better. I enjoyed night 2. I don't think the crowd around me was too energetic for it. And it ended a little bit earlier than night 1. I think they went over slightly by 8 minutes on night 1. And night 2, they came out earlier and they finished earlier. I think that counters it out. Whether I'm reading that too much into that, let me know. Night 2, they played, obviously, the songs that they didn't play on night 1, which was 1, Enter Sandman, of course, they're the big 2, Whom the Bell Tolls, Ride the Lightning. Yeah, they're the big 4 from night 1 that they didn't play. I really enjoyed hearing them play Fade to Black, and of course Blackened. So that was all really enjoyable as well. And of course Metallica staging is some of the best in the world. That's why they're one of the biggest bands in the world. They can afford to do it. The circle stage was a bit awkward at times because sometimes you couldn't see them if they were over at the very far end. I'd be standing on my tippy toes sometimes being like, oh, there they are. And then when they were right in front of you, it's one of the best feelings in the world. The doodles that Kirk and Rob did, night 2 I think went down way better than night 1. I went to the Kirk talk and Kirk was like, oh, we've been practicing Black Rose for 4 months, and you could hear people go, oh. But yeah, both nights really, really enjoyable, had great moments. I think the sound for night 2 for Metallica in general wasn't as good as night 1. Whether it's Lars doing Lars or whatever, I think he was slightly out of time at some points. Whether that's his in-ears again messing up or whatever, I don't know, but that's just how I feel. Overall, super, super enjoyable. I'd go see Metallica again in a heartbeat. If they were doing it all again next weekend, sign me up. Sign me up. The pop-up shop was a nice addition as well. Although I was disappointed in the range that they brought over. Like, the exclusive stuff was cool, like the poster and the event shirts. But the rest of it was kind of what they have on their EU shop, their Metallica.shop. And why is Kirk's book €150? That's probably my biggest question. His one with Ross, where he has all his guitar collection, €150. I was gobsmacked when I saw the price of that book. I hope it has his DNA in it. But overall, 10 out of 10. It's absolutely, it's Metallica, of course. Like, night 1, night 2, really, really enjoyed. Again, if it happened next weekend, I'd still go do it and still go see it. But yeah, one more gig to go, and it's on my 24th birthday at time of recording. So, no better way to spend it than getting my teeth kicked out. Knocked Loose at the Academy with Worn Out, and Bucket tomorrow at the Academy. Absolutely cannot wait. was a couple of days after the gig, after Knocked Loose, to round out this absolutely insane week of gigs I've been to. I didn't get any of my teeth kicked out, and I didn't break my neck, so that in my eyes is an absolute win for a Knocked Loose gig. The gig was really good. I showed up at 9:30. I thought the line would be a lot more competitive given their sort of fan base, but I was really surprised to find I was the only one there at 9:30. Someone did show up eventually around 11:30. Shout out to Damo from the Round Sound Vinyl. I think that's the name of it. I'll throw it up here in case that's wrong. But yeah, it was really good. The gig was phenomenal. I'm going to get into that. So, ease of finding doors. It was at the Academy. Literally go down Abbey Street and you see the big billboard, Academy Presents. So, easy. There's no other venue that's as easy, really. So, I'll give ease of finding doors 10 out of 10. Prices of merch. Now, before I get into prices of merch, I will say the Academy, I don't know what they were really playing at. They let us in late anyway. The doors were 6:30. We weren't allowed in till 6:50, whether the bands were still setting up or whatever. Let us in and then didn't let us go to the main area where the gig was in the main room. They shuffled us all down to the green room where the merch was, and we're telling people not allowed, you can't stand in the hallway, blah blah blah. So everyone, including myself, who had been standing in line all day, got pretty worried. And then out of nowhere, they were just like, oh, main room's open, and it was just a scrum to try get up to the main room and get, obviously, a good position and not get hurt, because Knocked Loose gigs are very, very violent. Not in a bad way, just if you're moshing and don't know what you're doing, you could get hurt. So people that didn't want to get hurt and people that wanted to obviously enjoy the show, which was me, needed to get a good position. So the Academy, I don't know what you were doing. It freaked a lot of people out. I don't think the organisation was the best on that. That's just my thoughts. Prices of merch, that brings me down because I actually went and saw the merch. I think t-shirts were 35, long sleeves 45, and then hoodies 65. I didn't buy anything. I got a Knocked Loose shirt from their Metallica gig, which is essentially what they were selling and a little bit more. No special tour t-shirts anyway that I saw. So prices of merch, about standard. Give it a 3 out of 5. Well, 6 out of 10. Value for money. We had Worn Out, Bucket, 2 Irish bands opening. And of course Knocked Loose. Worn Out have been on a roll recently. They opened for Kublai Khan last week in Opium. And Bucket, who I'd never heard of, and I also got to interview them, so that'll be coming out on the Metal Cell podcast. They were both really, really good. Super, super different from one another. Worn Out, they're obviously just getting better and better. Bucket really impressed me with their sound and their musicianship, so keep an eye out for them and check them out. And of course Knocked Loose, they do what they do best. Chaos and violence. There was lots of crowd surfers, lots of mosh pits, push pits, circle pits. It was amazing, and everything Ireland gave them, they just asked more. So I give value for money an absolute 10 out of 10. There's obviously the balcony that you can view from a safe distance and obviously take everything in. So if you don't want to get hurt at a Knocked Loose gig or don't want to stand, I'd highly recommend going somewhere high if you can. Enjoyability. Now, I did have to keep looking over my shoulder for crowd surfers because a lot of them would do that with the foot. So I had to watch the back of the head. So that took a little bit away from my enjoyability because I'd be jamming out and the next thing I'd see the security guard in front of me freak out and I'd have to duck and not get any head trauma. So I'll give enjoyability an 8 out of 10. Again, it wasn't a big deal. Just something that distracted me from the gig. Overall, I will give it a 9 out of 10. Last time Knocked Loose came over, they played Whelan's, I think 9 or 10 years ago. Must have been when the Different Shade of Blue or Laugh Tracks came out. So a long time ago. Now they did say that they won't wait that long to come over again, but who knows. They were excellent. The crowd gave them way more than when they opened for Metallica. So that's always a big plus as well. But yeah, really enjoyed the gig. So that rounds up the week of gigs that I've been at. I hope you enjoyed the video. Next gig vlog will probably be DRI or Opeth, depending which one comes first. I think DRI. So DRI and then Opeth, I'd say. But for now, stay safe, support the scene. Check out all the bands I've gone to see if you want. They're really good. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone to see them. And horns up.